Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today we shall be discussing the Landman as we talk about season 1, episode 4. What happened to this? We got some legal issues got taken care of quite quickly. What happened after that with the family issues? We'll get into all that. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video, comment on the video, share the video, watch the video till the end. We got a lot of views on our first video. I think people thought it was the actual 3 episodes, and then they realized it wasn't, and then they stopped watching, I think. But anyway, if you're watching this, you know it's a review. So let's review the show. Anyway, we're gonna do the intro and then we'll start the show. Let's do that. Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Yes, Billy Bob is back being a wise, cracking older Southerner or something. And Rebecca comes to his rescue. She was definitely the best part of this episode. What would you think, Giovanni?
About Rebecca? Yeah, like that was her whole breaking down of them at that we call it deposition. That was like almost orgasmic for me because I'm actually studying for the LSATs, so like that was like what I wanted.
It was high quality. It was energy. It was what I felt like that episode, that part. I felt like this should be called Law Woman, and like it's just Rebecca, and like Tommy is just one of her clients. And now that she got Tommy off of this particular issue, now she's moving on to the next city and the next case, and she has like a law team and that kind of stuff. Like I would watch that. Like unlike Reasonable Doubt, she held the men accountable for the sexist shit that they said to her. I was like, unlike Jack,
she took it a step too far and just started fabricating stuff like on some Karen level type of stuff. But it worked.
I feel like, well, yeah, to a point, she did make up some stuff. But I mean, but they opened the door. Would you agree?
Yeah, but I'm like, just because they're making fun of her age doesn't necessarily make and it's funny that it's in this particular show, but yeah, her father bathing her to be some sort of incestual thing.
I get you. That's ironic. That's ironic. But no, I mean, supposedly this is the biggest threat that Tommy's faced in the 4 episodes, which is having this whole truck run into a drug operation going awry. And then like that was somehow this is the biggest thing that could have happened to him as on a professional level. I'm assuming he could have lost his job. He could have been held personally responsible. Like she got him off in like maybe 5-10 minutes, like with prejudice or whatever. Like she's like, this is done and be done. And I was like,
yes, this is like every part of it was just fantastic for me because like guys objecting, he's like, you can't object because you're the one who's asking the questions.
I was like, I didn't even know that. Like, I was like, what legal advisor did they bring in for this particular scene? Like, Taylor Sheridan did something right, like for this. Like it just even it's probably, I'm sure a lot of stuff was probably made up, but it looked very realistic. I love the fact that she was like, no, you ain't leaving. Like, you stay here, write this shit, and then I will sign it. I was like, I felt like I was watching Beth. I felt like I was, but like better. I felt like I was watching what Joe, as we get into Lioness, like how it should be, like when you should open your mouth and when you shouldn't. This is when you should, and like put your your clit on the table, if you will, and be like, hey, this is my room and you just here. Like she did it the way it's supposed to be done, and I was like, we need more of this. We need more of this. So I was like,
because when she called Tommy's in the other room, yeah, go get Tommy, right? I was like, no, don't do that. You want to ask him the questions before he says whatever he says in front of everybody else. Like, did he give them permission to use the road?
To use the road.
Yeah, I was like, this is a big ass gamble right here.
I was concerned, but then she even worked that because she was like, wait a minute, you gave them specific permission on the specific time, which was completely off camera, and I'm assuming before the show started. And then it was like, but they didn't have time to use it now. And she even brought that together. So I'm like, but to your point though, this should have been a conversation that they had before now. To be like, what is the plaintiff's like legal standing, like to even bring this case on? And then because everybody was saying that she was there to buy the company to Monty's company to that the lawyer that he had them hire, that Tommy had them hire, the law firm that Tommy recommended to hang this on him. So the fact that she was even going with this ain't our fault, this is your fault. Like, how did you even get there? Like, what legal team helped you put all this together? Did she figure out?
I'm like, I think it was a matter of you look at the case and you're like, all right, if the liability is totally on us, then we need to have a scapegoat. We need somebody to blame it on. But if we don't have any liability, we're gonna walk away from this.
That should have been a conversation last episode or something. Like they should have been prepping for this case as he's taking her around the windmills.
I think if it would have took from the drama of this episode if we knew that was their strategy.
All right, no, you're right. Okay, I give you that. Or at least I don't know. At least like, hey, Tommy's like, so what you gonna do for me? She's like, don't worry about it. I got a plan. Something. It was still awesome. Anyway, I'm trying to focus on this because after this episode really goes to shit. So I'm like this was the best part I would say of the series so far. Like short of him negotiating the land deal in the first part of episode 1, this was a top highlight of these 4 episodes. And I would come because she's apparently going to be around for the rest of the episodes. I don't know why. So like short of her getting with Billy Bob, which I thought was going to happen in this episode, but now he's back with Angela. So I'm like, I'm
like, they don't have any shortage of problems that she wouldn't be needed. I'm like, granted, they have what's his name, Neil or Nate. Was it Nate? I think it's Nate. Who's the lawyer there? But you have all of the, you got the people who blew up. You've got the guy who got injured this episode.
Well, Nathan. So what? To your point, hold up. So Nathan's already taking care of the families of the people who got killed, and that kind of goes to Ariana, who apparently is trying to get Cooper's draws to pay those bills.
No, like father, like son. They like, why do they like messing with like quote unquote the wrong women? Like no. I
disagree. I would not put Ariana and Angela in the same category at all. Like Ariana, single mother, widow, she's thinking practical. Like somebody got to pay these bills. And the last available man I met was Cooper, and Cooper just is probably just happy that some woman wants him. So I wouldn't. She's not a train wreck like Angela.
How much bills does she have?
Yo,
I'm like, they're about to get this settlement or whatever. I'm like, how much bills do you have? You live in like a
community house.
Yeah.
But everybody in the house lost a man. Like all of them, all the women probably sit at home and wait for the men. So like, and then another one just lost his hand. So like, they're another man down. So like, they're actually probably in financial straits. But it was just weird, and I think I have to believe it was on purpose that they showed you the bills, then they showed you Ariana going, "Hey Cooper, how's it going?" And he's like, "Hey baby, how's it going?" But he ain't got a lot of options, bro. So he gonna get those draws.
But I'm like, you trying to get knifed up too? Like, these are people you work with every day.
Yo, let's talk about the fact that this dude is obviously cursed because both crews that he was on has had terrible accidents. I would not work with him ever. No one. I'm like, You are banned from all crews.
But I'm like, to our point for the last week was nobody gives a shit about him, right? How his father comes, he's like, so who's up there right now? Well, it wasn't my idea. And he sees that it's his son. He gets in the car. I thought he was driving back to get a better look, right? And then I thought he's going to get somebody to replace him or something. He just went home.
He just left. He just like, I need to find out that Cooper is not actually his kid. I need to find out that he actually thought Angela was fucking around on him, and that's Monty's kid. I need something, bro.
Because I was like, he said, why don't you come on over and see your mom's? She's still here? Like, you were in the hospital. You damn near blew up. Your mom is more worried about getting into the country club than seeing her son.
I say again, I need to find out that's not, that even she goes, that's probably not his kid. And I don't really want to get into it. Like, maybe he came around when the bust happened, and like she was just out there wilding, and she slept with somebody, and she really don't know who the daddy is. And so Cooper is just a reminder of that. It has to be something, man.
But the bust happened like a few years ago.
I need something. Well, I mean, this cycle kind of happens in the oil industry. At least that's what they're trying to portray. Like, a very bad one happened a few years ago. But I mean, Cooper is he's still Casey slash slash Jimmy. And I'm like, I'm still rooting for the guy. But like, no, for real though, like the Latinos need to be like, he's bad luck. He's bad luck. Like, something like, who's not making this connection? Because so I don't know. But he will get shanked. Like, he's gonna get over and Ariana, and he's gonna get shanked. And I'm gonna feel bad. But they told you, stay away from the draws. And he's gonna be like, what am I supposed to do? She calling me.
No, this is gonna turn into Texas Ranger. He's gonna be fighting people barehanded that have weapons and still win.
Casey. I give you Casey. Like, somehow he's gonna become the muscle of the patch. Him and Boss. So the whole thing of them working on the oil rig would have been compelling if there was some type of dialogue. They just showed you, it's almost like they showed you a loop of the same 3 scenes of them doing something to this oil rig for like a long time. And I'm like, why are we watching this?
Okay, because remember last week, it was there's problems with this well or whatever. It could be going dry, but if we put, I don't know, $1 million, $2 million to fix it, and then Billy Bob was like, yeah, it's pumping up higher or whatever now, so it did work. So that's just basically what they were showing. It was just them repairing the well.
Look, dialogue. Like, we're not oil people. Like, you need to give me some type of drama while watching these people look like they're doing the same thing for like 7-8 minutes, which is a long time without talking. Like, it was like, oh my God, it's at the gauge 5. We got to get to gauge 6 because we got to be ready by noon tomorrow. There was no drama. It was just random gear stuff going. And I'm like, this could be something, but you got to give me something. Like, be yelling commands to the worm. Like, why is he called the worm? And how long is he going to be a worm? And something. Like, give me something. Like, Jimmy, there was story why he was at the bottom and how he was working his way up to be a cowboy. Like, there was something going on. So, like, Cooper got it, but Boss didn't say anything. Dale said, get this thing running. I'm leaving. And that's it. That's it. I'm like, so what do we? I mean, again, it wasn't until the boy got his hand hurt and then they were done. And then Daddy, and like I said, then Tommy finally shows up and goes, why don't you go see your mama? All right. And then that's it. Like, he didn't even get in the truck. Like, he left him. On top of that, like, he was like, you go see your mama. You can't come with me, but you get there however you get there.
No, that was the next day when he said, because he was still up there when he left that night and went home. It was the next day when he saw him or whatever, because like the sun was up when he saw him.
But even then he just left. He wasn't like, get in the truck, let's go see your mama. He could have called and did that. I mean, he was like, hey, you off work? Go see your mama. I gotta go. And he left. That's it. So I'm like, what? So anyway, like I said, Rebecca's gonna be around. Where is the cartel? Damn it! Like, we got rid of the law stuff. The law stuff is done. Okay. Where is the cartel? The cartel should have attacked the other oil company, I guess, who ruined their operation. So it wasn't Tommy's people, it was somebody else. Cartel should have blew them up or something. Give me something.
You gotta understand, like there are still rules. Like these are civilians. It's not like it's a competitive cartel or drug organization. This is just like I guess what they said in like Lioness or whatever. Like they put out however many amount of drugs or weight.
They take a loss and they keep it moving.
There's an acceptable amount of loss.
Jamani, I hear you. They need to show them like this. Even if they're like, look, we're gonna blow up a truck. We're gonna do something to be like, next time when you see our plane land, you don't fuck with the plane. There needs to be a cartel, bro. If they didn't show up in this episode, they're not coming back, and that's really irritating me. Like, if the rest of this episode is Rebecca coming to help Tommy out of quasi-legal situations, this is not a show. Like, this is a movie.
No, this is all right. You got to think about it. This show is going to change trajectory a whole bunch of times within the season. Because I'm like, we have barely seen John Hamm. I'm hoping for a storyline that brings his character out, which will then bring Demi Moore's character out. So
she wasn't even in this, and she's credited with all 10 episodes. I'm like, she wasn't even in this episode. And Monty was on a phone call. So I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I'm like, I need this show to start doing something. Like, there's no cliffhanger. Like, I don't necessarily want to see next episode. Like,
the cliffhanger was, Cooper messing with
that's not a cliffhanger. That's a foregone conclusion. Like, I was like, oh, that's not a cliffhanger, bro. Like, he's not even the lead of the show. Like, even Tommy getting back with Angela, that's how you wrap up a movie, and then you're just done. Like, I'm like, no,
that don't sound like that sounds like the ramping up of some, like, that they're not gonna last till episode 10. So
they're not, but my point is, this would be more, that storyline would be more interesting if we even saw her husband. Who is this guy? Does he even have a name? Like, who? Then we were, oh, you're leaving this guy, the hotel tycoon, like something. He's just a title right now. So there's no drama even in that. I'm like, why is she even married? Why is that even a storyline? Like, it's not there, bro. It's not there. And we're like almost halfway through this season. So like, you kind of got to get these things nailed down so we know what we're doing for the next 6 episodes. I don't know what we're doing. I'm sure Rebecca and Tommy are going to be something. It's like this, like you said, Angela will probably last a couple episodes and then it's just going to be gone but why though? Back it up. He's like, she's bad, she's crazy. What makes her this? According to her, that's why he's attracted to her in the first place. That she's a tornado that you can't control, and he likes that. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen that all of a sudden he's gonna leave her again. And she's willing to live in this house with these 2 other dudes. So I'm all 3 of them are gonna stay in his room.
The daughter is sleeping on the couch. So I'm like, how is that a permanent thing?
The situation. Like, what? And then she's leaving a millionaire with just a Mercedes and the bikini on her back and be like, I'm gonna go back to my man who lives with 2 other men because I just missed the penis so much. I guess. And then
what's funny? What's funny is that they hugged and it was like, oh, okay, little family hug. No, the son is nowhere in the equation. It's just like, yeah, just not even saying we're back together or like. He did say we're getting back together to the son. He said because I'm just that stupid.
She's gonna be staying here for a while. That's what she said. She's gonna be around for a while. Why? Because we're getting back together. But let's y'all look. If you watched, thank you for watching this right now. Just thank you. But if you watched our last review, this Pornhub family thing going on is not okay, bruh. Why? Why is Taylor giving us a scene where a biological father is hugging his wife and his biological daughter while they're both in their drawers? Why is this happening? Like, this is not appropriate. Like, she's running around like all she has is panties and condoms, and that's the daughter. And then the wife is like, I just got that dick from your daddy, so let's just hug this out. And I'm like, I've seen this somewhere. I mean, I had to be 21 or older to watch it, but I'm like, I know where this goes. And I'm like, this is not okay, bruh. Not okay.
I'm like, Nate is gonna flip out because he said, "Yeah,
They gotta go.
Yeah,
They gotta go.
And then he gets back together with her. I'm like, nah, this is definitely not gonna go.
Yo, let's go. Let's go back to the beginning of this episode. This episode started with mother and daughter twerking, and they got the body to even call it twerking. Like, them, if they put their asses together, they don't got enough ass to be twerking. I'm like, why are we watching the supposed 17-year-old pop her crotch in front of the TV? Like, why? Why is this happening at all? And why is this happening before the credits? They're like,
right, wait, would it make it better if she has a birthday next episode?
No. I mean, I hear you. No, because again, if Carl's not watching this, but Carl and I, we had this conversation. They do this on purpose. They take a very grown woman, make her like 17's that okay age, which you're okay to beat off to her because she's a teenager, but not really. So it's not like you don't feel dirty about yourself, but you still want to bang her. And I'm like, this is not okay. And then like she's doing this in her daddy's group home or whatever. And like it's like she and her and the mama just look like they're making OnlyFans videos. And I'm like, why is this happening? Like, how's this? What storyline is this supposed to be? Then both of them are cock blocking with Rebecca because both of them are like, you ain't gonna hump my man. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, Angela makes sense. She can't let her baby daddy go. All right. But the daughter is almost like, she's also like, as we talked about in text, she said, don't worry about it, daddy. I'm not like mama. I won't leave you. I won't quit you. I'm like, she wants to fuck her daddy. Like, that's, I'm sorry. Like, there's something wrong.
I'm like, okay, that might be her, right? But Billy Bob or Tommy, I think he is in a precarious position because it's like, all right, obviously you're heavily influenced by your mother, right? And he doesn't see her that much or have that much influence or whatever on her. So he doesn't want to, he tells her to put on more clothes and stuff like that. But it's like, I can't really come down heavy-handed because it might have the adverse effect and push her further away. And like Chris Rock says, like being a father or parent, the most important part of the job is making sure you keep her off the pole. So it's like, all right, if you want to idolize me, okay, maybe that might be better than, letting Dakota come all over your body.
And what happened to that? But I hear you. So again, I would feel better if there was an appropriate dress code when she's with her dad. Like, I get the whole wild teenager. I'm showing my ass for the world. I'm trying to get a boy to like me. We've seen that time and time again. There's a way to do it, but it's like that's all her character is, and a lot of that energy seems to be focused at her dad. And I'm like, this is not. It's just not okay. Like, I'm not comfortable with this stuff, bro. Like, they could do better. They could do better with this character. Anyway. So
I think we'll see as time goes on. We will see more of those conversations like they had in what was that episode 1 or 2, whatever, when she was asking to go and sleep downstairs with Dakota or whatever, and he's giving her like the heart-to-heart talk about, this won't be the last person you're with or whatever. I think there'll be more of those conversations, especially now that she said, yeah, all of my clothes are just, that I brought with me are, to entice men or whatever. I got to go shopping or something. Maybe she will get new attire and, he will do a lot more fathering.
I'm hoping you're right. I like the idea that and what's her name? I was gonna say it. Alisa. Annalise? No. What's her daughter's names? And Ainsley. I'm happy. So Ainsley's response, her genuine, giddy, dark child response of my parents are getting back together again, is a sweet moment. Like she had it last episode when she heard them in bed, okay, and then Ainsley had it again when she's like, "Oh, they're getting back together again." So like, okay, like I like that part of Ainsley's character, and again, I'm hoping, like you said, they get more together. Now Tommy feels more comfortable in telling her that there's a time and a place that, you're about to be 18, you're about to be an adult. Like you need to act like you got some sense. Like Rebecca, as much as you're thinking that she's trying to stand between your mama and you and me and whatever you think's going on here, like she's who you want to be, independent, smart, what I'm saying, got herself together. You want to be more like Rebecca than your mama. Like, I hope that's a conversation that happens at some point.
I'm like, he's not totally oblivious to it. He told her to put on more clothes. Then he understood what Nate was saying. Yeah, they're disrupting your workspace. And he's like, yeah, only one of them is my family. So it's clear.
Both are.
Well, he didn't put a ring back on it.
So, he put something in it. But I mean, we gotta see. I'm just saying. We've already done this. I don't need this every episode. I don't need them in their draws every episode. I don't need it. Like that we need to.
This is Paramount Plus. They're trying to give a certain demographic a bang for their buck. All right, so
banging. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they could do it a different way. It's just the daddy involvement is too much. I'm truly surprised that the Patch people, there's no young men that can see her. She needs to be working at Babes and Brews. Like, if that's supposed to be a thing, and she's like, oh, wait a minute, I can make some side money dressing the way I like to dress at 3:00 in the morning. That would make sense. Like, that would be a storyline. And then Cooper has to deal with the fact that Boss and the rest of his Patch people are trying to bang his sister at the brewery, like that, like the coffee place. Like, that makes sense. If she ran into some of the women that work there, that would be better. That would be far, far better. But looking at the cast, there's no men for her to be okay with getting with. Like, it's like, so unless, again, like you said, maybe she starts school her senior year or something. What height? They haven't even mentioned the school. Everybody's grown.
I'm like, I don't think she would probably, if her and Dakota were in the same grade, she would probably be ending school in that school year, because he was talking about going to college or whatever. So
he dropped out of college.
Who?
Yeah. Cooper.
Not Cooper. I'm talking about Dakota when they were going out. They were talking.
I thought Dakota was already in college.
No, he was talking about, he asked him, what school are you going to? And then remember, he was like, I'm going to Alabama. And he's like, didn't that coach quit or whatever? So that, I think they're in their senior year, unless she's a grade lower or something like that. But
I don't even know what time of year it is to be like, is it school year? Is it summer? I don't know. I think it's spring break.
They've been there. I don't know how long these 4 episodes are, but I'm like, they've already gone from incident to deposition, which usually, takes a month or more or something, right? So I'm like, she hasn't been in school at any point.
Hey man, there are.
I'm like, she was talking about, the boyfriend is back with her her co-cheer captain or whatever. So I'm like, it seems like they're back in school, or everybody is doing stuff in the town that she's from, but she's just sitting out sunbathing and stuff now.
And bathing herself in Crisco. I've never seen anything like that. I gotta say. Maybe wait a minute. As I think you or Chris or informed me that her mama is the woman from Lights. She did the whipped cream thing.
That must have been Chris, because I didn't.
You know what I'm talking about? You probably
no,
don't.
I didn't see Lights.
Hold on. It's a famous high school college high school football movie or show that she did the whipped cream the whipped cream bikini. What was it? Anyway, my point is the mother at one point was in whipped cream in her day, and now and her daughter now is in Crisco. So is that really her? Friday Night Lights. Oh man, is that really her? Oh, anyway, I gotta look it up later, y'all. So Chris said that's her, that she's the one that did the whipped cream bikini. It's not in her IMDb, but anyway, maybe that's something that they thought would make sense. I don't know. So anyway, we need to do better. We need the cartel, or we need to find another drama. And because Monty's not doing it, Demi Moore is barely even in this show, and I don't know why I'm watching next week. I just don't. And I want a reason. Like Billy Bob is awesome, but I stopped watching Goliath, and that was far more engaging. Like I knew what he was doing and why he was doing it. This ain't it. Like I'm saying, like, so, and I didn't watch the last season. Did you ever watch Goliath?
No, I didn't.
When he played the lawyer.
No,
it was pretty good. It was an Amazon show. It was pretty good. All right. Any final words before we take a break and get ready for? Oh, I guess you're not gonna be there.
Yeah. I still recommend Landman. It's still top notch to me. I'm like, they gave you, what was it? 2 episodes, and then went
Varsity Blues.
Huh?
Varsity Blues.
Oh, okay.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm like, I think that they're building up to something. Like, when I watch Yellowstone, I'm like, what the hell is this show about? Like,
season 1?
Yeah, I'm like, it was, yeah, all right. So the son dies, and then halfway through the season, that storyline got dropped, and it was like, what the hell's going on now?
They never really got back. Well, no, I disagree. Season 1 was definitely John versus Rainwater, and they established that pretty early. Now the son's death happened very quickly. We barely knew who the son was, and that became a mystery within a mystery. And then Casey sought Monica's brother, and like that was real. I mean, everything had something. So I can't say I didn't. I knew I was watching the next episode. And everybody seemed to have more of a purpose. Like I can't say
John's
I'm
fake
seeing
cancer.
that with Landman. Huh? I
said John's fake cancer.
That was a writer's choice between season 1 and season 2, because I think they decided they wanted John to stay. I think maybe Chris said that he originally wasn't gonna stay on the show, and then they decided they wanted to keep him. So all of a sudden his cancer just ran away. It was a bad ulcer, which was pretty bad writing. I mean, just for the record.
That should have been something like his cancer came back or something like.
They should have killed him with cancer. Anyway, all right, man. I would say thank you for this, and we will see you for what? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm back for Linus.
All right, so I will see you around 6 o'clock for Linus.
Yeah, and the reincarnation of Sarah. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Sarah.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. She was in episode 7.
Yeah.
Everybody eats. Even the lieutenant governor was in that episode. The governor, he was in that episode when Caitlin and Joe were like, they get so excited about this stuff. I was like, that's the governor of Montana, like the new one.
Yeah, I'm like, Tyler Perry has a wide variety of people. He might go back. Like, no, it's just he has a theater company and he just uses all the same people.
Taylor. Now you're talking about Taylor.
Yeah.
So Taylor Sheridan, he has his crew, bro, and like and they'll just like and like, it's like, hey, don't you just got killed off? What? Come on, buddy. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Beth to end up on Linus. No, yeah, Landman. As Beth. I'm surprised that the 4-6s has not somehow had cattle roll through Midland, Texas, and or something. Like I'm very surprised that we have not had a 4-6s actual like property or people come through.
I submit once we learn more about the 4-6s and they might want to put a pipeline or something near or on their land, and then Monty is, you know, I want to buy the 4-6s or some shit like that.
And then Cody, who's in Linus, has to come kill somebody. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting. But hey, man, we'll see how it goes. All right, bro. I will see you for Linus. All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. What do you think? Is Landman what you thought it was going to be? Are you looking forward to the rest of the season? What do you think is going to happen this season? Is this what you thought? And then what do you want a season 2? Look, this thing has until episode 10 to win me over, because if episode 10 is like episode 4, this will be the last time we reviewed it. This season will be the last review we do this series. I can't stick with it. I can't believe I did Lion this season 2, but that was actually they cranked up a couple things. So stick with us with that. We're gonna do The Agency at 5:00. New spy show on Showtime/Paramount. So look out for that. Anyway, we'll see you around. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching, people in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
What? Go ahead.
Oh shit. Stacey, do your thing. Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.